Jobs providing the labor and infrastructure, making high-speed internet affordable and available everywhere in America, cities, suburban, and rural areas, so that nobody's left behind. Nobody's left behind. You know, when you can pause for a second, if you think about it, how many times during the period when COVID was so bad, it's still not good, but we're getting there. When COVID was so bad and schools were closed, you'd ride by a McDonald's and see a family sitting in the parking lot. So the kid could use his computer or her computer to be able to tie into the internet out of the McDonald's or any other fast food restaurant. This is the United States of America, for God's sake. What are we doing? What in God's name are we doing? We've announced major investment of $858 million to modernize the Montgomery Lock in northwest of Pittsburgh here. So the water levels stay high enough for barges to pass through up the upper Ohio River. We move about $500 billion worth of goods through those locks like these across the country every single year. When they're not working, it creates choke points. Barges break up. Goods don't get to where they need to go. Bob Casey's been on my back about this for so long. As we get this Montgomery Lock project done, I think we should call it the Casey Lock. I mean, Bobby, I didn't know anybody in Scranton knew what the hell a lock was, you know what I mean? But all kidding aside, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I've also announced, after consulting with my friend Cecil Roberts, President of the United Mine Workers, a plan to cap and plug orphan gas wells and oil wells, spewing methane into the air. Over 100,000 of them. Clean up abandoned mines. I come from coal country, Scranton. Thousands of these wells help generate economic growth here in Pennsylvania. But now it's time to create good-paying union jobs, capping those wells. They're abandoned. They get the same salary as those who dug them in the first place. Look, this law also delivers $7.5 billion to build a network of electric vehicle charging stations. A good friend of mine, Lonnie Stevenson, the president of the IBEW, they're going to have a good time, man. Over 500,000 of these charging stations on our highways. And by the way, when you build these stations, what happens, just like when you build a gas station on a highway, other things grow up around it. You're going to see communities grow as a consequence, making us more globally competitive in the future of electric vehicles while helping fight climate change. And folks, here in Pennsylvania, you all know best the cost of inaction when it comes to climate. Extreme weather cost this state $10 billion over the last decade. $10 billion. You all remember last fall when Hurricane Ida made landfall, and he's running my operation now, in the former mayor of Louisiana, when it hit Louisiana. Winds hit 178 miles an hour. And guess what happened here? It flooded businesses in Oakdale and homes in Millvale. Nationally last year, extreme weather cost us $145 billion. That's what it costs the American public. And extreme weather is not going to ease up on its own. We have to be ready. That's why we're investing in our resilience, building roads higher when we rebuild them, our levees stronger, our power grids more durable so they don't get blown down and cause massive, massive, massive wildfires, to withstand the increasing ferocity of extreme weather. You know, I went all over the country last year visiting these sites, flying over vast, vast stretches of land in West, in Oregon, in Washington, in Idaho, looking down from that helicopter and seeing nothing but barren, barren land. You know, more timber, more housing, more businesses burned to the ground last year in the United States than the entire physical size of the state of New Jersey, from the New York state line down to the Delaware Bay. That's how much burned to the ground this last year.